doing with towers and also the national ICT backbone is to enable the digital economy, which is part of the Vision 2050 of the nation. And in trying to do this, we are not only providing these services in country, but we are also connecting our neighboring countries. We have it in Mozambique, Malawi, Zambia, Burundi, Rwanda, Kenya, Uganda, and now we are going to Democratic Republic of Congo. And the contractor is on site, and we expect by April 2027, the backbone will reach the other side of Lake Tanganyika in Kalemi in DRC, and we will be able now to enable the national ICT backbone to go to DRC.
The handover ceremony also marked a transition in management of these critical assets. While construction involved partnerships with international telecommunication companies, the former transfer of the national fiber optic backbone to government control emphasizes Tanzania's commitment to maintaining sovereignty over its digital infrastructure.
To discuss more on the handover of the 758 communication towers and the transfer of the national fiber optic backbone to the government control, I'm joined live with the Director General of the Tanzania Telecommunications Corporation, TTCL, CPA Moremi Marwa. CPA Marwa, thank you very much for joining us. Great explanation that you have given us regarding how important it is as far as the issue of Dira 2050 is concerned. But I'm quite sure the residents of these 85 districts, they would like to know when these communication towers will be fully operational so that they can reap what has been sown.
Okay, thank you for having me on. For the 758 towers, they've already been built. Today they were inaugurated, but they are already in operational. Remember, these towers were built since May 2023, so we were building slowly, and as we were building, we were putting them on air, ready for the citizens to start using them. So the 8.5 million people who have been mentioned during the inauguration, that these will be the direct beneficiaries of these towers, they are already in access to this communication infrastructure, and they are all of them are on air and they're already being used to enable people to get the connectivity, which is necessary for not only communication, but also for economic and social activities.
How did you come to select these areas that you have installed the communication towers? How strategic are they as far as the issue of national digital economy strategy is actually concerned?
Okay, the process normally is supervised by the UCSAF, which is responsible for this. And basically, these kind of towers, which are being supervised by the Universal Communication Entity, is those towers which under normal circumstances, they will not be commercially viable or beneficial to mobile network operators. Under the normal circumstances, the mobile network operators, they will prefer in areas where for them, they do commercially and socially beneficial to their businesses. And in understanding this and underscoring the fact that there are some areas which are not that much economically beneficial, but still these are the citizens of this country and they need communication as anybody else. That's where the government, through the grants supervised by UCSAF, invites people to bid and then give them the grants, and then they put also some funding. And in collaboration now, we are able to make sure that even for the people who are in rural areas which are not commercially beneficial, they can also get this universal communication, and therefore they can be connected as any other citizen who lives in townships and cities.
Let's talk about the issue of affordability. I'm quite sure most of the viewers, they'll be asking themselves, how has this, the whole event or the whole project has helped the issue of affordability of internet data, but also the speed?
Now, that goes to the issue of the national ICT broadband backbone, which again, in today's inauguration, you mentioned about the 85 districts that were the national ICT backbone has reached in those areas, which makes a total of 121 districts out of 139 districts in mainland Tanzania that have already have access to the national ICT backbone. Now, with the national ICT backbone, which normally comes under the sea through the 3 cables which lands in Dar es Salaam, and then they come to our facilities, which is the NICTBB owned by TTCL, and then we roll over across the country through the so-called terrestrial fiber optic network. Now, this is a high-speed communication infrastructure which enables people to access data in a very high speed compared to other technologies which are used in the telecommunication space. Now, with the NICTBB owned by TTCL and the 85 districts that we have built recently, making a total of 121 districts, now that enables 82% of the districts in this country for people to have this high-speed internet connectivity for them, and it goes to their places of business, to government offices. We even send this fiber to homes. And therefore, people have this access to the worldwide communication and transfer of data, which comes with very high speed compared to other telecommunication technologies. So that's the benefit that comes out of it. And yes, it comes with low cost compared to other connectivity, which comes either through towers or radio activities. But with the fiber, yes, it has good quality, high speed, but also it's more affordable compared to other technologies.
Some of the viewers also may be asking themselves the issue of reliability. How reliable is the broadband backbone when it comes to the users to ensure that it's always there whenever they need it?
If somebody had a look of today's event and they saw the map of Tanzania, and for the national ICT backbone, the way it's been built, it's built in something that is called a meshed network. A meshed network means it has a lot of redundancies, which kind of provide protection just in case there's a fiber cut because of probably other infrastructure construction like roads or railway or some other construction, or some people in some places in our country not being aware that the wire that passes there carries this high-speed internet, they might cut it. But just in case there's a fiber cut anywhere, there's another link which can also provide network, and therefore it provides a more resilient network compared again to other technologies which are used for telecommunication or transferring data and internet to places. So our network has a lot of redundancies through different links. Just in case there's a cut of one link, then the other link automatically will pick up to make sure that communications continue. Another way to make sure that it's the connectivity is always there is that, as I said earlier, we are tapping this telecommunication infrastructure from 3 submarine cables which are landing in Dar es Salaam from Indian Ocean. These are from EASY to Africa and Seacom. But also through our NICTBB POP, which is located in Horohoro, Tanga, we are also connecting our country with 8 submarine cables which have landed in Mombasa. So just in case there's a cut in Dar es Salaam for the 3 submarine cables, we can always access a global internet through Mombasa route, which comes to Horohoro, Tanga, and then it connects our country. So with that, you can see there's a lot of redundancies and resilience just to make sure that we always get connectivity, unless there's a major cut in the Indian Ocean, where the 8 cables which lands in Mombasa and the 3 cables which are landing in Dar es Salaam, they will not be accessible to the global network. Otherwise, we are covered.
Thank you very much, CPA Mara, for your great explanations and for the great success that you have reached so far.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now, remaining in Dodoma, Speaker of the National Assembly of Tanzania, Musa Azzan Zungu, has instructed parliamentary committees to adopt a more rigorous and immediate approach in scrutinizing the report of the Controller and Auditor General, CAG, following the government through the Ministry of Finance tabling in Parliament in the report. Speaking in Dodoma, Speaker has emphasized the 13th Parliament to scrutinize and take concrete action on the audit report so as to enhance accountability for the use of public funds.
Ufafanuzi huu ni pamoja na kuonesha mabadiliko makuu ya utaratibu.
This clarification also highlights the key procedural change to be applied in the 13th Parliament with the aim of strengthening accountability. These changes, which are grounded in the parliamentary standing orders, include the following. The process for parliamentary committees responsible for overseeing public expenditure to examine these reports by questioning the relevant officials will begin immediately after the reports are tabled in the Parliament. This provision has been reinforced under Standing Order 139, Sub-Rule 16, to allow for a thorough analysis of audit queries from a parliamentary perspective and on behalf of the citizens.
He furthermore insists Parliament will issue specific resolutions to do justice to the CAG report, ensuring that the oversight process is timely and effective rather than being merely ceremonial.
The Auditor General is to identify irregularities, while the responsibility of the Parliament is to determine appropriate and accountable actions. The 13th Parliament will carry out its duty accordingly after deliberating on committee reports and their recommendation arising from the CAG reports. Parliament will issue resolutions. The procedures for implementing these resolutions are stipulated under Standing Order 139, Sub-Rule 16.
Earlier, while presenting the report to the Parliament, the Deputy Minister of Finance, Degratius Luswetula, outlined key areas of the report.
On the audit of financial statements for development project for the financial year ending 30 June 2025, the Controller and Auditors General main annual report on the audit of financial statements for public institutions for the year ending 30 June 2025.
We come now to the commercial city, that is Dar es Salaam, where the Chief Justice of Tanzania, George Masaju, urges the community to consider the use of mediation in resolving disputes, which is a legitimate and constitutional method for dispute resolution instead of always resorting to court. Speaking in Dar es Salaam during the launch of Mediation Week 2026, Judge Masaju outlined that the week will begin from April 13th and end on 17th of April 2026, stressing that it is key for citizens to learn more on alternative dispute resolution methods to reduce court congestion and ensure timely justice. Here is a report by Emmanuel Samuel, read by Caroline Maleo.
The Chief Justice of Tanzania, George Masaju, says the move is part of the implementation of the National Development Vision, DERA 2050, which places emphasis on peace and security as key drivers to development.
We have our traditional leaders such as Chief Mazengo, as well as religious leaders, and each one of us shares a common interest in maintaining peace. Without peace, you cannot marry, you cannot farm, you cannot work, you simply cannot do anything. That is why it is in all our interests for each of us to play a key role in promoting peace in our country.
On the other hand, the Deputy Minister for Constitutional and Legal Affairs, Zainab Katimba, says the government continues to make deliberate efforts to promote the use of alternative dispute resolution methods so as to build a stable and cohesive society.
Serikali ya Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania kupitia Wizara ya Katiba na Sheria.
The government of Tanzania, through the Ministry of Constitution and Legal Affairs, continues to support and strengthen the use of alternative dispute resolution mechanisms, including arbitration and mediation. This is because we believe justice should be delivered in a timely and affordable manner, one that also promotes social harmony and economic stability. will provide mediation services to parties in dispute who are willing to resolve their conflicts through alternative mechanisms, particularly through mediation. Providing public education on the importance of mediation at the community level is a critical strategy for strengthening social understanding, reducing violence, and fostering long-term peace.
From Dar es Salaam, let's move now to Nairobi, Kenya, where the Tanzanian government has stressed the importance of integrating regional development, urban planning, and infrastructure as key tools to stimulate economic growth and regional integration in Africa. Here are more details.
Speaking at a panel discussion held alongside the Second African Urban Forum in Nairobi, the Minister for Lands, Housing and Human Settlements Development, Dr. Leonard Akwilapo, explained that development zones play a critical role in facilitating trade, transport and connecting landlocked countries to international markets. According to Dr. Akwilapo, the Central Zone continues to be an important transport hub, connecting the port of Dar es Salaam with Rwanda, Burundi, Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. He added that the rapid urban growth has increased the demand for infrastructure and services, with transport demand increasing fourfold over the past 20 years. In addition, he said the presence of the Dar es Salaam port, TRC Railways, and the Tazara Railway continue to be a major driver of regional trade, while water transport in the Great Lakes contribute to strengthening economic relations between neighboring countries. On the other hand, Dr. Leonard Akwilapo explains that the government of Tanzania continues to implement the National Development Vision, the DIRA 2050, which aims to improve infrastructure and housing in parallel with encouraging private sector participation through partnerships with the government. Concluding the remarks, Dr. Akwilapo has called on African countries to deepen regional cooperation, urban planning, and infrastructure, explaining that this step will help promote trade, attract investment, improve the lives of citizens, and reduce the development gap between urban and rural areas. The Second African Cities Forum carries the slogan, Adequate Housing for All, advancing socio-economic and environmental transformation towards the realization of Agenda 2063.
The Minister of State, President's Office, Planning and Investment, Professor Kitila Mkumbo, says civil society organizations have a significant role to play in implementing the Development Vision DIRA 2050 in collaboration with the government and its institutions. Professor Mkumbo made the remarks while launching the third strategic plan of the Wajibu Institute for the year 2026 to 2030, which focuses on good governance and explores business facilitation, insisting that the goals do align with the DIRA 2050.
It is also important to reflect on the broader national context within which the mission of the institutions continue to unfold. Tanzania, as you know, has embarked into implementing the aspirations articulated in what we call DIRA 2050. And this one, please, is not called Tanzania National Development Vision. No, it is called DIRA 2050, both in English and in Kiswahili, officially. DIRA 2050 represents our collective ambition to build a prosperous, inclusive, just, and a self-reliant nation. It speaks to economic transformation, improved livelihood, and strengthened institutions capable of supporting sustainable development for generations to come. However, development visions, no matter how ambitious or well-designed, cannot be realized without strong systems of accountability. Let me repeat that. However, development visions, no matter how ambitious or well-designed, cannot be realized without strong systems of accountability.
On the other hand, the former Controller and Auditor General at Wajibu Institute of the Public Accountability Executive Director Ludovic Uto says that the Institute will continue with the citizen education on issues related to accountability of citizens and of government in the implementation of development projects.
Today, as our country advances implementation of DIRA Taifa ya maendeleo Vision 2050 and the 4th year development plan 26-27, 30-31. These national frameworks call not only for ambition, but for alignment, discipline, coordination, and results. These frameworks require institutions to move beyond fragmented effort and work towards a common developmental logic. And this is where Wajibu sees as an important future role to play. Honorable Minister, as a country, we have many ministries.
In today's episode of We Are Tanzania, we turn our focus to a force that is quietly reshaping the nation's future digital transformation and how it is connecting Tanzanians from all walks of life into more inclusive and globally competitive economy. Let's join Caroline Maleo, who has prepared the following report.
Utanzania wangu ni muungano wetu na tofauti zetu zisibadilike tu.
At the bustling streets of Kariakoo in Dar es Salaam to the quiet rural communities of Kigoma, a silent revolution is underway, not of roads or railways, but of data, connectivity, and innovation. Tanzania is steadily positioning itself within the global digital economy, where access to information and technology is becoming just as critical as access to water, roads, or electricity. At the heart of this transformation is the rapid expansion of mobile technology, with a number of mobile money platforms redefining how Tanzanians save, send, and invest money, turning even the most remote mobile phone into a gateway for financial inclusion. For millions, especially in rural areas, digital finance has replaced long journeys to physical banks, making economic participation faster, safer, and more accessible. But the story of digital Tanzania goes far beyond mobile money. Across the country, young innovators are building startups, leveraging technology to solve local challenges from agriculture to education and health services. In cities like Dar es Salaam, Arusha, innovation hubs are nurturing a new generation of entrepreneurs who are not only thinking locally, but competing even globally. Government efforts have also played a critical role. Through institutions like the Tanzania Communications Regulatory Authority, policies have been put in place to expand internet access, improve digital infrastructure, and ensure that communication services reach even the underserved regions. The fiber optic networks now stretch across the country, connecting Tanzania to regional and international data systems, strengthening its position as a digital gateway in East Africa. In education, digital tools are transforming classrooms. Students are no longer limited to physical textbooks. Online platforms are opening doors to global knowledge, allowing Tanzanian learners to compete on an international stage. In business, small and medium entrepreneurs are embracing e-commerce and social media, reaching customers far beyond their immediate locations and expanding markets in ways that were unimaginable just a decade ago. Because ultimately, digital transformation is not just about technology, it is about people. It is about the farmers accessing market prices in real time, the entrepreneurs launching an online business, the students attending a virtual class, and the government delivering services with greater efficiency and transparency. In many ways, this digital shift reflects the same national vision that has guided Tanzania since independence, a commitment to unity, inclusion, and a shared progress. Today, instead of roads and rivers alone, it is data and connectivity that are linking Tanzanians together, creating a network not just of devices, but of opportunity. For we are Tanzania. This is a story of how technology is becoming the new bridge connecting people, ideas, and possibilities across one nation. Caroline Maleo, TBC News.
Utanzania wangu ni muungano wetu na tofauti zetu zisibadilike tu.
And now let's take a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania BOT. Don't miss TVC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. And now, before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let's take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours starting from 9 p.m. tonight.
Hello, dear viewer. Welcome again to the next 24 hours forecast starting tonight at 9 p.m. I'm Ramadan Omari from Tanzania Meteorological Authority. Rainfall models are still showing signal of rainfall over some areas of our country, especially over the northeastern highland, coastal areas toward southern part of our country. And TMA has issued a warning of heavy rain over some areas of Arusha, Kilimanjaro, Manyara, Tanga, Dar es Salaam, Pwani, Lindi, Mtwara, together with Unguja and Pemba ISO. So necessary precautions should be taken all those areas. And tonight, a few areas, especially over the northern coast, are expected to feature cloudy condition, thunder showers. While over the northeastern highland, Morogoro, and the southern coast, we are expecting to feature partly cloudy condition, orange showers over a few areas. And the remaining regions are expected to feature partly cloudy conditions. And tomorrow, areas, especially over the northern coast, are expected to feature cloudy condition, thunder showers over some areas and sun intervals. While over the southern coast, we are expecting to feature cloudy condition, thunder showers over a few areas and sun intervals. Areas, especially along Lake Victoria Basin, western part of our country, southwestern highland, Morogoro, and the Ruvuma regions are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over a few areas and sun periods. Over the northeastern highland and the central areas, we are expecting to feature partly cloudy condition, orange showers over a few areas and sun periods. In terms of wind patterns, we are expecting wind to flow at a speed of 30 kilometers per hour, especially over the coastal areas and the Lake Victoria. Over Lake Tanganyika, Lake Rukwa, and Lake Nyasa, wind speed is expected to reach 20 kilometers per hour. And the state of the sea and lakes is expected to be slightly to moderate. And now, let's have a look on the next 4 days forecast over some regions of our country. In Dar es Salaam, over Mbeya, we are expecting to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over a few areas. Over Mwanza, we are expecting partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over a few areas. Over Kilimanjaro, we are expecting to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over a few areas. Over Morogoro, we are expecting partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over a few areas. And over Arusha, we are expecting to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over a few areas. And that is all for today. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
Well, that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Nasa King of Calls. It's Friday, so we wish you a great weekend.